So the muscle for the month for October are the obliques, external and internal obliques. And I'm gonna do a couple of exercises for you on the mat and a couple on the reformer. So first one, side plank, or actually a modified side bend. I like to start with the knees bent, hips stacked, elbow directly under shoulder. We're gonna lift up into a side bend position. So already I'm working the obliques isometrically. One hand up overhead, then I'm gonna dip and reach through like a twist. We could call it thread the needle, come back up, back through, and up. A nice way to progress that is you can come up to the full side bend position, but I still like it best on the elbows. Research has shown that you get more core activation that way. So we'll come up this time with straight legs, making the level much more challenging into our side bend or side plank, and then reach under, and you can lift the hips up a bit, come back, and again, reaching through and lifting up. Another nice one on the mat is the side bend or modified side bend with oblique crunch. So again, you can level this one out. First level, I would start with my shoulder right over my elbow, my knees bent and my hips stacked. I'm gonna lift up to my side plank or modified side bend, straighten the top leg out. Then I'm gonna crunch, touching my elbow to my knee, knee to my elbow. So an oblique crunch, reaching, pulling, and then of course you can make this more challenging by coming up with straight legs, one leg stacked on top of the other, and then from there we do the oblique crunch. One more. And down. Last one on the mat. Come up into either a regular plank front support position or down on your elbows. And then instead of doing the leg pull front, you can bring the elbow to the knee to add in that oblique crunch. Another position you can do is down on your elbows. Elbow plank, actually kind of again think might be a little bit harder this way. And down. This one is a modified version of the star prep or the twist. So I've got the foot bar down and then I've placed the box kind of right on the edge so that the edge of the box is resting on the foot bar. Make sure it's secure. I have on one blue spring. I'm gonna come down onto my knees in this star prep kneeling, I call it, position. So again, my elbows directly under my shoulder, hips are stacked, and then I'm just gonna push out and pull back in. Press it out, pull it back in. This is relatively easy. Taking it to the next level, you could add the twist like we did on the mat. So we pull it in to the stopper, a long way to go, and back out. And again, into the stopper and back out. To up that challenge quite a bit, you can do similar to the star prep. So in my plank here, my modified plank, and then I'm gonna pull the carriage in as I reach under into a twist and come back out. Again, exhale, reach, and inhale up. And of course you could add on different variations to that. Single arm coordination. Those of you who have taken the Legacy program, this one's courtesy of Ray Zakowitz from the Mentor program, and I do a modified version of it in Pilates for Injuries and Pathologies. Great for the obliques and also for the transversus abdominis because we're not going to lift the chest. So a really good sort of foundational core stabilization exercise involving the obliques. Holding onto the straps, legs and tabletop. I'm going to extend my right arm and my right leg. Inhale back to the center, and then left arm and left leg. Inhale back to the center. Now, to be honest, this is quite easy on this blue spring. So if you're more advanced, I would recommend taking it to a red spring. But the idea is that since I'm moving all my right side, my obliques are having to work to keep me from rolling off to that side. So it takes a lot of core stabilization, and again, involving those obliques in a really nice, gentle way. Okay, on the reformer, one of my favorite oblique exercises I learned from Legree, and they call it the wheelbarrow. So I have on one yellow spring, foot platform is on, foot bar is down, hands are flat on the platform. I'm gonna get into basically a plank on my knees position, and then I'm just gonna flip my feet over to the side, stacking the knees, keeping the shoulders directly over the hands. Then I'm gonna press back as far as I can, keeping my neutral position, and then slide forward. Inhale as I press back, exhale as I come forward. So that was on one yellow spring. For an added challenge, I'll do it this way so you can see it this way. 0 spring, and same idea. Pressing back, and with control pulling forward. So a great scapular stabilization exercise too.